The Dodgers are playing the Angels right now. The Angels are looking across at Ohtani, and believe me, I've played the Tigers before. I know what it's like to look across the dugout and say, wow, I used to have that Hall of Famer, and now I don't. And you put a little tear in your eye, and then you look at your 25, 26-man roster, and you just go on with your day because that's life. That's baseball. So the Angels are playing the Dodgers. Now, it's not Cubs, White Sox. It's not Mets, Yankees, because it's more like Clippers. No, it's not even like Clippers, Lakers. It's sort of like Clippers, Lakers. There's just a daddy, which has been the Dodgers, and then the Angels. The Angels are just, they're the Angels. They're arty. You've listened to our show. If you're new to the show and this is not your 1,335th episode, then you may not know that we talk about Artie Moreno and talk about his involvement and the fact that all he wants is to be the Dodgers. Now, I wonder if he takes any satisfaction in beating the Dodgers. You can bet your sweet Bippy he does. But then when the series ends, he's back to being the Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles, and the Dodgers are still the kings of LA, the kings of revenue, basically the king of all they see, Yertle. But while it's happening, you feel great. And the Angels just have the Dodgers number. They've beaten the Dodgers 5 times this year for the first time in a season since 2010. That's 15 years ago. So by beating them 5 times, it's pretty major. And then doing it after you've lost Ohtani, sort of like the Yankees beating the Mets and how good that would feel for Juan Soto having gone from New York to New York. And Juan Soto is no Ohtani. When Ohtani goes from Anaheim to Chavez Ravine, believe me, it's a thing for the Angels. So, Angels, Dodgers, a tight race because of San Diego, who we're going to get to. And all of a sudden, Ohtani is on fire. He's pitching well. He's hitting well. Home run, as we said, in 4 straight games. But guess what? What does it add up to? Another Dodger loss. And now the Padres, who were 9 games back on July 3rd, find themselves TIED. That quickly it can happen. It's been a month plus 10 days. What does that sound like? A month plus 10 days. Do you know where we're going to be in a month and 10 days? Roughly? About the end of the season. So it is completely possible that the Padres could win or lose this division by 9 full games. That's how much time is left in the season. What it took for the Padres to catch the Dodgers is what's basically left this year. Will the NL West completely go upside down and the Padres win this division by 9 games? I think not. Not even a wait to see. Not even a nothing. Not close. But do I think this is a division race that's going to last the rest of the season this tight with no one going up or down 3 games? I think so, because while the Dodgers have struggled and they've been mortal, ordinary, nothing like what we thought when they left Japan 2-0 with the gambling scandal, thinking they were 160 games away from the first ever perfect season. Those are fleeting thoughts, and now they've disappeared completely. The Padres are building a team the way A.J. Preller builds it. Let's go. It's B to the W, baby. We are going to do this. We're going to go in. Then we're going to go in more. And then we're going to do something insane, which I love. Build a bullpen, which you need. We're going to make it so impossible to score at the end of games that teams are going to freak out in the beginning of the game trying to score off the starter, which means they're going to get down on the knob. They're going to get desperate. They're going to lose their 2-strike approach. They're going to lose their situational hitting. And then on top of that, they're going to say, oh, panic. We have 3 more innings to score. That's the benefit of a great bullpen. And what the Padres have done, kudos. But after all this time, after now we've got a race in the NL West that's tied, first time since Friday the 13th of June that the Dodgers have not been alone in first place. Think about that. That's 2 months. But what do we have coming up? Because the baseball scheduling gods somehow, sometimes, things just happen and you think to yourself, it's destined for greatness, perfection. The Dodgers and the Padres play each other 6 times. 6 times in the next 10 days starting August 15th. That's awesome. Now, before you think to yourself, well, that's going to decide the division, make sure you do the math. If you go into a 6-game series in 10 days in a tie, we can all agree that if one team wins 2 out of 3 twice, which is hard to do, then they'll have a 2-game lead at the end of that stretch, assuming the middle 3 games don't matter. But in the 6 games against Dodgers Padres, if one team or the other goes 4-2, all they have is a 2-game lead, and you're not even into September yet, which means we've still got a race. Is it possible someone goes 5-1? Unlikely, but if someone goes 5-1, it's only a 4-game lead. The only scenario where this 10-day stretch where they play each other 6 times, where we will come out of it saying, that's the end of that, that's if it's a double sweep. And I would tell you, Coca, that if we can call our friends at DraftKings and do the odds right now of either the Padres or the Dodgers doing a double sweep in the 6 games they play, then I would tell you if you're not getting like 3,000 to 1, then don't do it. Because the odds of a double sweep, which means either the Padres win 6 or the Dodgers win 6, are teensy-tiny. Keep in mind, the other reason why these 6 games matter is when you are understanding how the playoffs work. Let's say the Dodgers and Padres are tied at the end of the regular season. Remember our talk between the Blue Jays and the Yankees? Do you remember when I told you that when it looks like the Yankees are 6 games behind the Blue Jays, they're really 7 games behind the Blue Jays? Because the Blue Jays won the season series against the Yankees. And so if it ends in a tie, the Blue Jays win the division. So the Yankees, which, by the way, they're still clinging onto a playoff spot, even after dominating the Twins yet again, inescapably true. But the Yankees have to finish a game ahead of the Blue Jays. Well, the Dodgers and the Padres, same thing. There won't be a game 163. Whoever, if there is a tie at the end of the season, whoever won the season series will win the division. The Dodgers right now are 5-2 versus the Padres this season. Now, after these 6 games, if the Padres win 4 out of 6, do the quick math. It's still Dodgers up 7-6. That's with the Padres winning 2 out of 3 twice. If the Padres sweep, that means obviously they're up in the season series 8-5. If the Dodgers sweep, forget it. If the Dodgers just lose 2 out of 3 twice, they're good. If the Dodgers win 2 out of 3 twice, they're good. So the Dodgers are not going anywhere. The Padres are not going anywhere as it relates to the wild card. But in terms of the division, just pay attention where we are, and we'll keep monitoring over the course of these next 6 games that start Friday. But don't forget the all-important tiebreaker.